Thanks, Ross. Well, it's game week, and hopefully y'all are all excited just like we are. You know, this is what we do. You know, we get a chance to now have some games to talk about, and you know, you get all the this is all the stuff all in the off season. It seems like it never ends. You know, from stories and narratives and all that stuff, and so now we get a chance to actually get to the games. But man, everything for us builds to this. This is what it's all about. I mean, we've been going since January, so this is just kind of the next step for us in our journey of 2022, and it's finally here, and we're ready to kick it off. I cannot wait to see us play. I want to see us compete against somebody else. We've competed, we had 3 weeks of camp. That's the longest camp we've had in quite a while, several years now. You know, our camp has been a couple weeks, but school's starting a week later. Gave us an extra week of camp when you're not on the 20-hour clock and all that stuff. So it was a really good camp, but a lot of competition on our practice field. And I love how the guys showed up every single day and brought it. We got a committed group. We've got a team that's really fun to work with, and I think that we got excellent leadership, but probably more than anything, I just like the attitude of this team. I like their attitude. I like their work ethic, and I think there's a lot of character in this group. So, and those are intangibles that win, and I think this team has a lot of great intangibles to go along with the measurables that you need to be successful at this level too. So, again, been a good camp. We're a healthy team. Man, that's been a blessing for us, and we're in a much better spot than we were this time last year, and hopefully that can be a trend for us this year. Obviously we got two guys that are two deep guys for us, in Adam Randall and Xavier Thomas that are out for this game, but both are trending in a really good direction. Adam is full speed. He's working on the scout team every day this week and next week, and really just taking every rep, because that's kind of really the last little check for him. And Xavier's doing great. So, we're in a good spot there, and guys are ready to get to Atlanta and play. For us, all the openers are hard always. I think for everyone, the opener is typically the toughest game to prepare for, just because you got so much time. You got no tape. You look at last year's tape, but it's new coaches galore, new coordinators. Everybody's got their own thing, and then you've had forever to get ready, and you don't have any video evidence kind of confirming what you think they may do. So you have to prepare for a lot in these type of games, and then you throw in the fact that, hey, this is a conference game. This is league play, and it's on the road. So this is always a hard game to get ready for, but especially challenging this year because Georgia Tech's they got a bunch of new faces. A bunch of new faces across the board on the coaching staff and with their personnel on the field. So there's a lot of unknowns as we go into it. So it's really about us knowing what we need to do. And knowing who we are and our plan and how to apply what we do to whatever we see, and then making the right adjustments as we get into the flow of the game. Again, excited about getting down there. We've never played in Mercedes-Benz. I think I've been there one time. I went to a Falcons game, and a beautiful arena, and excited to experience that. So. But again, for us, conference play right out of the gate, our focus is to really just achieve our first goal, and that's win the opener. And, that may seem like a simple goal, but if you look at how that applies to the championships at Clemson, there's been 26 conference championships at Clemson, in all the leagues we've been in historically, and Clemson is 23-2-1. Those championship teams are 23-2-1 in winning the opener. So it's a pretty significant game when it comes to a championship team. And for us, I'm seven, and our 7 ACC championship teams, we won the opener, every single one of those teams. Our 6 playoff teams, they all won the opener. All right, we didn't win the league last year, and we didn't win the opener. And so our goal was simply to try to find a way to achieve the first goal, and then we go from there. So again, excited to see us play, see where we are, how we can improve, and go from there. But also had a real great opportunity yesterday to speak to the Children's Healthcare Hospital there in Georgia, and got a chance to visit with some of the patients. But I had a sweet little girl named Hannah Evans, and she's 13. And so I told her I'd give her a shout out today. So Hannah, there's your shout out. I enjoyed visiting with you. They had me on a robot, and I was roaming around the hospital. I could drive it with my keyboard. It was pretty cool. So really good experience, and something that was, made possible by Chick-fil-A and the kickoff thing that they got going on. So a lot of fun yesterday. With that, we'll take your questions. He's good. Ready to go.
Coach, it was a weird game against Tech last year, the lightning delay, and turned into a real dogfight. And I'm sure your guys would have a lot of excitement going into this game regardless, but I imagine the fact that it was so close last year gives your guys a lot of respect for Tech.
Man, heck yeah. I mean, we got respect for anybody that we play, and especially our conference. I mean, you got to show up ready every single week. We were fortunate to find a way to win the game last year, and we know that we got to do some things better. And we had some opportunities that we didn't capitalize on. And but man, I thought they played a hard-fought game just like we did. And again, we were at home and found a way to win. And now we got to go on the road and find a way to do the same thing. But they'll be as excited as we are, and both of us are undefeated, and one of us is going to come out with a loss. So being excited don't get it done. We got to go execute and earn it on the field.
Dabo,
Bless you.
I know this is a ridiculously high bar, and like you said, you have to go earn it on the field. But as far as going into a season, how does this defensive line depth that you have compare with the other good ones that you've had before?
Yeah, I mean, on paper, and again, they haven't done anything or earned anything, but on paper, it reminds me of our 14 defensive, line. Everybody talks about 18, and that was a great group, but really very young behind. We got lucky. You got to have some luck, to win a national championship. There's so much that's got to go into that, and you got to get a little luck along the way. And we were very, very fortunate that Christian and Dexter and Cleveland and Austin played every game. And we had Albert. We kind of had 5 guys, and if you really look at the roster, we were really young and very inexperienced and very unproven behind those guys. And those guys had to play a lot of snaps. We had a very young Justin Foster that was moving from linebacker. We had Logan Rudolph. Xavier Thomas was a true freshman. So just and some other young guys in there, and so we were very fortunate. But that's what it takes to have a season like that. Our 14 team, just the opposite, and they had some misfortune. If you go back and look at that team, our 14 team was, I mean, heck, all them guys are still, you look at that D tackle group, Deshaun Williams, he's on year 8 with the Broncos, Carlos Watkins, DJ Reader, Grady Jarrett. I mean, I think Josh Watson was in that group as well. I think Brandon Thompson was gone, but it was, and Dan Brooks was hysterical, because Dan the only guy I knew was going to start was Grady. But that's just, and it wasn't because he was more talented than anybody. He just separated himself in every area. But that other spot, these guys are all NFL guys, but Dan would grade them all the way through the Tiger Walk and how he felt like they looked in pregame, and then he'd say, "Oh, you run out there," and I never even worried about who was playing. And then you had Shaq and Vic. 2 first-rounders, Kevin Dodd, a second-rounder, Tavares Barnes, Corey Crawford. You had 5 guys at DN that could all play. And so they were all experienced guys. So to me, again, everybody talks about 18, but the makeup of the D-line reminds me more of 14 just because we have not just depth. We have some really, really talented players in there. And, I think we can play a lot of people. I don't think there's anybody that's got to go play 60 snaps, and I think that's a blessing for us. So on paper, we're talented. We've got good depth there. We're going to get X back here soon. But they got to go. They got to go do it. I can't compare them. I mean, that group that defense in 14 led the nation in every statistical category. I think every one. There might have been one they didn't, and they were second. So they were. I still have a picture of that defense in my office. I mean, that was a really special group. And I can't mention this group in the same breath because they ain't done anything. But again, you don't play it on paper, but it's a talented group that has the opportunity to hopefully do something special this year if we can stay together. And then 14, offensively, Deshaun got hurt, and we had a couple challenges there, but that team finished well, and I thought built a good foundation.
With your running back group, and the game circumstances will dictate it, but is the goal to maybe give the 3 guys in the depth chart, kind of balance it out and give them equal carries? How's that rotation going to work? What's the
I don't think we're going into a game with, okay, hey, this guy gets 10 carries and this guy gets 10 carries and this guy gets, I mean, I think you got to just pay attention to the game and the flow of the game, and you got to have instincts, and some guys are hot, somebody gets hot every now and then, and you got to see that. But the goal is definitely to lean on all those guys, and they're all going to play in every situation. There's not a single situation that I don't trust, Kobe and Maffa and Shipley in. They all